My Beatrice YouTube channel. In today's class, we'll be learning how to make this beautiful cut together standard collar. So it's a cut together collar because the collar stand and the collar is cut together, and it's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. If this is what you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. So to make this shirt collar, I'll be cutting both the collar and the collar stand together, and then I'm cutting on this collar stays a bit strong compared to the regular gum stay that you have, and then I'll be drafting directly on it using my actual measurements. I'll not be adding any seam allowance to this. Okay, so now you need to take the measurement of where you want to place this collar to first. So you take that round neckline measurement. For me, the round neckline measurement I'm working with is 18 inches. So because I'll be cutting this on fold, I'll divide the 18 inches by 2, and that's going to give me 9 inches. So I'll just fold this into 2. Okay, then I'll check if I have up to 9 inches here. Okay, so I have that. So now, after folding this into 2, I will measure my round neckline measurement, which is 9 inches, and then I have 9 inches here. But remember, I said I'm cutting both the collar and collar stand together. So the first one I'll measure is the collar stand. So for the collar stand, I'm going to measure from this lower part here. I'll measure 1.25 inches. That's 1 1/4 upwards, and then it stops here. So which means I'm going to rule this up to the 1.25, but on my 9 inches. Remember, the first measurement I got there is from here to here is 9 inches on fold. Then here I'll repeat the 1.25 measurement also, so that I can have a straight line. So once I have that there, I'll take my ruler and I'm going to connect it. So this is going to be my collar stand. So now the next thing now is for me to cut out the actual collar. So to cut out the actual collar, I'm going to measure from where my collar stand stops. I'll go inwards and measure the same 1 1/4, 1.25 inches, and then it stops here. So for the collar, I want the collar to just be 2 inches high. Okay, the length of the collar I want, it can be 2.5, it can be 3. If you want it to really fall, but 2 inches is fine for me. So now from this place, remember I went in by 1.25 from here. So on that mark, I'm going to measure 2 inches. And then also here, I'm going to measure another 2 inches so that I can have a straight line. Okay. So now to connect this, I'm just going to extend my 9 inches upwards as a guide. So normally our collar is not so straight. You just have this a bit slanted shape at the upper part here. So to get that slanted shape, remember here I went in by 1.25 inches. So here I'll just go in by just an inch, which is here. Okay, so I'll just extend my straight line up to that point, and then from there I'm going to connect it back to the 1.25 inches. I hope you understand that. So you can see that this part is no longer straight, it's now a bit slanted. So let me just quickly run through this. So from here to here is my neckline measurement, which was 18 inches divided by 2, gave me 9 inches. And then from the hem here, I went up by 1.25 inches. I did the same here so that I can get a straight line, and this part is my collar stand. So now for my actual collar, from where this end, I went in by 1.25 inches, and then for the length of the collar, I went upwards now, and then I measured 2 inches upward, and then I connected this. So this is my collar stand and this is my collar. So you can actually cut it like this, but there is this curved effect that the collar normally have around this area. So here, to do this now, I'm just going to go inwards from here by half an inch. Okay, so once I go inward here by half an inch, I'm going to make a slight curve there to the hem here. So you can use a curved ruler or you use your free hand. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just slightly curving it so that it's not going to be so sharp, and that is all you need to do. So after doing this now, I'm going to take my scissors and then I'll cut this out. So now this way I've successfully cut both my collar and my collar stand together. Okay, so you can see it is really simple to make this. Okay, so once you cut it now, this is what you have when you open this out. So now I'll be showing us how we're going to sew this. Okay, so I'm using this Dollfast fabric for my fabric, and now you will see that if you see your collar stay, you see that there is a shining face and then there is a blank face like this. So this shining face is where the gum is, so you'll be gumming that to your fabric, and before you gum this to your fabric, you leave your seam allowance of maybe half an inch or 0.75 inches. Okay, so I'm leaving around 0.75 inches now, and then I'm going to iron this. So you iron that shiny place to the wrong side of your fabric. So I'll iron this now. Okay, so I've glued this to the fabric. Now you can see that it's fused together. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to iron this seam allowance here. You can see you leave enough space for you to fold into two. So you just fold this. After gluing this, you fold it into two, you leave half-inch allowance for sewing, and then you cut off the excess. So now I'm going to open it out like this again. So this seam allowance, I'm just going to fold it in and iron it. So you can just iron it down, or if you have a hemming gum like this, you just remove your hemming glue. It's a gum that's fused together when it comes in contact with it. So you can just place it here now, and then you fold it so that it can help you glue this to it. So I'll do that now and bring it back to show us. Okay, so I've ironed this now. You can see that it's glued together. So now the next thing is for me to fold this into two, and then I'm going to iron it also. So I'll fold it now and then leave enough seam allowance, just half an inch is fine for me. Okay, so after folding this now, this leftover that I have here, I'm going to fold it on this also, but you're not going to be gumming this. You just fold it and iron it, and then you sew it, because you still need to flip this back by the time you finish ironing it. So now I'll just fold this like this, I'll iron it, and then I'll take it to the sewing machine now and then run a stitch very close to my, that's why I said you don't need seam allowance. So your stitches now is going to, I can feel this part, so it's going to be very close on this part. So you run your stitch like this, then go up like that all the way to the other side. Okay, so you fold it in together with this, you run your stitches like this. So I'll go over now and do that, then bring it back to show us. Okay, so I'm gone ahead to sew it round now. So I used the contrasting color of thread. I used the yellow thread. I hope you can see it. If I turn it to the wrong side, you can see what I have there. So now I'm going to trim off the excess so that I can relax well. So you just take your sharp scissors now and then cut off this excess that you have. So I'm just cutting around it, cutting off the excess that I may have there. Make sure you don't cut into your seam, and I'll do the same for this also. So after trimming it off now, remember I said this other seam allowance you're not going to gum it down like we did for this one. So you just fold this over now. You just turn everything out. You make sure you bring out all this pointed area very well. So I'm just turning everything out. Okay, so now if you turn it out, this is what you have. So you see this seam allowance now is folded in, and then this is the other one. So now you take it to the ironing table and iron it really flat. So after ironing it really flat, you top stitch on it. Okay, so you top stitch like this. So when you're top stitching, you should use a matching color of thread, and you should make your hand as straight as possible. So now here you just insert this into the neckline where you want to put this, and then you stitch on it. So let's say this is your neckline here. You just open this up now and then insert it into the neckline and then stitch on it. You can see how simple it is to make this collar. So now when you iron it flat here and you top stitch on it, you just fold this like this, and then you iron it also. Okay, so you can see you fold the basic collar on the collar stand like this, and then you iron it also. You iron it really well so that it can lay flat for you, and then this is what your collar is going to be looking like. So you can see it. So now this collar can actually be longer than this if you want. Remember, we just measure 2 inches. You can do 2.5, you can do 3 inches if that's what you want. And then you see the coffee effect that we put there just makes it finer. Instead of it to just be straight, and then it will just be lapping under your standard collar, and you don't want to have that. So I hope you enjoyed making this tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, so this is what our collar is looking like now. I've top stitched on it using the matching color of thread, and you can see how beautiful and simple it is to make this. So you just fix this around your neckline, or you can just close it on the hem and then use it as a detachable collar. So you just fix a button here, and then you open a button hole so that you can wear it easily. You can see how simple it is to make this, and I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things in this video. If this video has been helpful, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.